The person in front of me has manifested a reading where they need reassurance on what the fuck is going on. And they really want me to say it that way. What is going on? Because it feels like something you've worked for a while is not going the way that you planned or just drastically changed. And I mean, like, this is, for some of you here, this can be a relationship. For a lot of you here, it feels like to do with like career, your passion, your purpose. And it feels like something could have been like taken away. So maybe there was an upgrade, a job opportunity that was on its way to you. Maybe there was like a trip or a plan, like something with work that you were supposed to go do that was now being given to somebody else. If this is about love, maybe something was going really good with somebody, and then out of nowhere, they ghosted you, they stopped talking to you, something changed. And you're wanting to know what the fuck's going on. Like, you're really confused. You're like, this is the timeline I'm on. How can I wake up one day and everything be so in flow, and then the next it's waters. It's even smoky waters is what they wanted me to say. Spirit is saying that your head, understandably so, as being a human, is trying to connect dots and take so much ownership over other people's freedom of will, things that are outside of your control. Okay? We have freedom of will in this world. And working with manifestation, I like to explain to people, is like being on a surfboard in the ocean. You don't have control of the waves. And in a sense, you have control over the board, but also you kind of don't. You are keeping control in the flow with the waves. But that's the thing. You're gliding with it. You're not in control. So when you understand with your manifestations, with life, you are on the surfboard. And whatever, maybe one of these waves was really, really, really good to one of these days going to the beach was perfect for surfing, for flowing, and then the other days it's rocky waters. And you have to be emotionally prepared for both. So what's going on right now? It looks like Spirit is saying there are people putting themselves in your shoes, that if there were some decisions that something was taken away or etc., it was not easy. And there is a bigger purpose. Let's get into this. Yeah, for a lot of you here, this was a disagreement regarding like some form of business partnership, teammates. You could be part of a creative crew. It's just something where there wasn't a full investment thought into it. There were certain promises made. And or even this energy is showing me that, like, from the beginning, you all had this, like... From the beginning, you all had this bigger picture. Didn't know how you were going to get there, but just showed up every day for each other. But from the very beginning, Spirit wants me to say this. I have to. There were things about your own needs that you swept under the rug. Creative ideas, thoughts, voice, even just expression in decisions around like a workplace environment, etc. That from the very beginning, there was a like part of your voice you just shied out, and as things excelled, it looks like things were being very prosperous, like money, everything is flowing. There came a time where you're like, I feel like I'm deserving of putting more input into things. But there is this energy with these other creative partners or coworkers, etc., of like not wanting to meet you halfway with this. That's saying that your demands, or saying that your words are demanding versus communicative. It feels like there could have been some people that decided to part ways with you. That the creative differences were clashing. But something Spirit's wanting you to know. Okay, and this is about karma. This is not... And karma does not mean bad or good. It means what you send out comes back 10 times multiplied. Whatever this is, it feels like it was thrown at you out of nowhere. It was hard for these people to make the decision to do this, but at the same time, Spirit's saying there's something selfish about it. And you are going to create whatever job this was, or project, adventure, creative thing you were working on. You are prevailing forward with it. But it's going to be with different people than you first started. It's going to be, what I see also is like you've learned a lot from that past dynamic on what from the beginning to just set in stone regarding voice, regarding expression, regarding rules, boundaries. Spirit wants you to know that if you're feeling very hesitant, you're wondering, am I ever going to pick up that pen again? If I'm ever going to pick up that passion, that activity, start coding again. I know that's very random for somebody here. There's something about maybe like making a video game or creating some form of like a music or literature. There's just this energy of, am I going to be able to do that again? And the answer is absolutely yes. And it's going to be even better. Okay, you escaped. From what I'm sensing is something that the people tied with this, there's karma coming back to them. There's something that you don't need to be involved in. This is kind of like a divine intervention. It's more than kind of, it is. Your frequency does not align with that company, those people that are part of that project or that work environment, and you don't need to be there when things get messy, is what I'm hearing. You served your purpose, but everything you learned from there and that dynamic, you were taking forward. And there is something that it's like you are the heart of whatever this is. You're not feeling like you're just stepping into something that was already made, being thrown into something like this is you. You create this. You formulate all of this. Because you're meant to be your own boss. You're not meant to have a boss. You're meant to work with others. But Spirit is telling you, you are resilient. Do not worry about what has been lost because it served its purpose. And Spirit sees the bigger picture and what you truly want. This is the road to letting that flow. You're doing great. You keep going. Would you like to spend 6 days with yours truly in the Rocky Mountains of Utah? If so, stick around to hear this message. At the end of June into the first week of July of 2026 this year, I am hosting my next spiritual adventure. For the ones of you here who are not aware, every year I host a spiritual adventure or a retreat. Last year it was Bali, and this year I have switched to the hiking and camping based trip. It's going to be in the Utah Rocky Mountains of Zion National Forest. During these 6 days, we deep dive into not only the physical activity part, but the spirituality. Just as active as it is and has hands-on as it is spiritual and emotional and in depth. Not only do you spend 6 days experiencing those mountains with me, but you do also with other people part of your collective. Everybody that joins the trip gets a one-on-one personal reading with yours truly in the mountains. I'm going to be hosting a tarot teaching workshop where I basically teach all of you a beginner spread, and also you get to take a spiritual gift home with you that you use during this workshop. Some of the other amazing epic activities for this adventure is whitewater rafting and horseback riding. The entire 6 days is packed full of different campsites and trails that we discover and explore together. If you are interested in joining at this time, I still have a few of my early bird spots available. Early bird spots take $222 off of the price of this trip. Depending on where you're coming from, that could literally be your plane ticket or all of the money that you're wanting to use for souvenirs, extra little drinks, snacks, etc. during the adventure. If you're interested in finding out more, are going ahead and booking your spot. Go to my profile bio and you're going to see my personal website linked there, offprintmint.com. Once you click that, it's going to load up the homepage, and right on the homepage, you're going to see a button that says click here for the Utah adventure. That is the trip site. It's going to give you all of the information that is regarding where we're going to, what days, activities of the trip, what you will need, and how to book. Also, there is a financing option through Affirm available with no credit check needed. All you need at the time of securing your spot is to put down a 25% down deposit on that spot. And then you have all the way until March 28th to pay off the remaining amount. If you're watching this specifically on YouTube, you can actually just go right into the bio description of this video, and I have that trip site linked there. So either this is the first time you're hearing about this, or you've been sitting wondering if this is something that's meant for you, and you're seeing this and you're getting that itch, it's time. I have faith that if I'm meant to experience these 6 days in the Utah Rocky Mountains with you, you're going to be there. That's what I got for y'all today, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.